So as a brief introduction, this matter started back in August 17th, 2016, when some of the speakers that were here tonight showed up at a council meeting and asked for a solution to some of the problems that have been occurring outside of hookah lounges around the city of Bakersfield. And as a result of that, we presented this potential solution to the Legislative and Litigation Committee on September 19th, and that was forwarded to us today for first reading of the proposed ordinance. Before I get into the details, I will give a little background on what we are talking about. First of all, define what a hookah is. It's a water pipe that's used to smoke specially made tobacco. I believe it's called shisha. And currently there are only 5 hookah lounges in the city limits, and you can see a ward breakdown there, with Ward 2 having the most at 3. The next important element to understand what we're changing and what it currently is right now is a cabaret permit. So not all restaurants and not all bars have to get a cabaret permit. It's when they have another element of live entertainment or recorded music and dancing involved. So there are a number of bars and restaurants that have cabaret permits, and in fact there are 65 citywide. And again, you can see that Ward 2 has the highest concentration at 36. So what the potential solution is, it's really to take a scalpel approach and say, instead of regulating all hookah lounges, we just regulate the hookah lounges that want to have this additional element of live entertainment and or dancing on the premises. And this is not to be construed as a strict curfew on all hookah lounges. So if a hookah lounge wants to exist and operate as they are without any live entertainment or recorded music, they would not need a cabaret permit, and they can continue to operate as they do today. So the benefits of having a cabaret permit for hookah lounges is it allows the city to impose reasonable conditions to combat the problems that have arisen from these locations. And like I said before, it's narrowly tailored to fit the ones that have this additional element, not all hookah lounges. And here are some sample cabaret conditions that exist right now in the restaurant and bar scene. So you can see the permit holder is responsible for maintaining the premises under their control and areas adjacent to their premise free of litter and trash. Also to clean up graffiti, to prohibit loitering in the area around the premises. As you heard from some of the examples of the crime, it's not necessarily people inside, it's people loitering outside. So what a cabaret permit would do would put the onus on the business to help get rid of those people loitering, to prohibit any of this violence from happening. And it would establish that they cannot exercise the privileges of the cabaret permit between the hours of 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. Like I said, not necessarily close during those hours, but cannot exercise the cabaret privileges, which would be the live music or dancing with recorded music. And so there's also another element that's not part of this motion, but that Councilmember Parlier referred at the Legislative and Litigation Committee, which is to expand the youth curfew to prohibit minors from frequenting places of entertainment where tobacco is sold. Currently, minors cannot be outside after 10 o'clock generally, but there are some exceptions for places of entertainment where the entertainment starts before 10 o'clock. This would expand the inclusion of that to not allow them to be in places where tobacco is sold after 10 o'clock, similar to how alcohol is currently. So with that, I'll answer any questions, but we ask that the council conduct first reading of this ordinance tonight.